Hello everyone. So today we are going to talk about the impact of AI as I explained in my last video, and this is a very important moment in the humankind history. Do you know that what is the kind of impact we are seeing due to AI? About 500 people on an average across companies have been losing jobs. I mean, the tech companies, right? And slowly, the cascading impact will be seen across many other industries. But the first industry which has been hit hard is the tech industry. I am going to differentiate between tech industry and the IT industry. So the first impact we are seeing is in tech industry. The secondary impact we are going to see in the IT industry. So in a way, the IT industry is safer than the tech industry, right? The global tech industry. What is the difference? Maybe I can give you some companies which are called pure tech companies, the popular fang companies or the mang companies, right? Or these days we call them magnificent seven, right? These tech companies are hit hardest, and the reason is they are leading this AI revolution, and they are seeing the benefits closely. The other reason they are most impacted is they are the product companies, right? What they have to do is they build the products first and then they sell it to the customer. The cost of building these products was very high earlier. They needed a lot of technology power. They used to hire a lot of a lot of people for those roles. But what happened is now, because AI is able to do a lot of things for them, they are doing much more but with very few resources. And this is what going to impact the tech industry jobs. And if you notice, in last about 6 months, most of the job losses are coming from either Amazon, Meta, Microsoft, and so on, right? AWS or Amazon. These companies are making the biggest job cuts. The reason is they have been leading these AI initiatives, and when they saw that the benefits are actually benefits are going to improve their margin, right? So kind of making a product is much cheaper than earlier. What happens is when these companies fire you, the impact is felt very badly. Imagine these companies hire the best of the talents from India. If it say they can hire, maybe they are hiring IITs, NITs, the top colleges, people from top colleges and from top universities. And these are the people who used to be the in the highest earning bracket. The packages were ranging between anywhere from 40 lakh in Indian currency to about 1 crore, right? Depending on where and what experience level you have, and also which technology you were supposed to work on. That was the typical range they used to offer. And imagine, and also remember, not any other company can offer that kind of salary, because other companies work on a very thin margin. That means if you are working on these companies, if you are getting impacted due to the layoffs, there are very few takers in the market who are going to offer you that kind of salary package. So what happens then when you are impacted? The first thing is you would have to cut your expenses, you would have to find jobs. But the problem is the other companies are not offering you the jobs you have a habit of, right? But what will happen? You will have to cut down on your expectations. That means if you are getting a package of, let's say, 40 lakh or a 50 lakh, you will have to come down to something around 30 lakh. Not only that, even bigger change for these employees would be even bigger change for these employees would be, the environment. They have been pampered, they are pampered, kids of these companies, right? Every small thing they find problem. But for the companies besides these seven, top seven companies, these are, you will not have the same kind of favorable conditions. And why IT companies are less impacted so far? First of all, IT companies do not have any product. That means there is no scope of optimization. Their typical business model is they give manpower to other companies. So unless those companies implement the AI solutions and start realizing the benefits, the immediate impact is not going to be felt. That means the IT industry will be feeling the heat little later down the line. Till that time, they will continue to offer these resources to various companies. Now, depending on the progress of AI and how quick the AI journey moves in terms of the AGI, right? So probably that will decide how this relationship of the IT companies will pan out with various other various other partner companies, right? Various other industry companies. So that's why at this moment of time probably working in IT industry is better than working in these big tech companies. And if you notice in last 6 months, I was mentioning in last 6 months, most of the time job cuts are happening in these companies. I was checking a report and just kind of reconciling the data. I noticed that about 100,000 people have been laid off so far, right? And all these layoffs are not happening because of any macro uncertainty, right? These are a result of pure AI orientation these companies are taking and the benefits they are seeing. They are making their structure lean and they are investing in the AI area. So what happens is when you are investing in that area, you are leaving aside many other areas behind you. So you understand this big shift is happening. Okay, so this was about what is happening at the moment, but how is it going to impact all of us in the future? We should also talk about that. See, the problem is what a person used to do in 10 days. Now, with the help of these AI tools, the same person is able to achieve in 2 3 days, right? And probably sometimes even lesser days, maybe one day. And if that kind of productivity gain is there, right, what will happen? The team structures will become lean. I personally feel that the structure of 15-member team or 20-member team is a past now. Going forward, we will see more 2 3 member team led by a senior person who has a command on all the aspects. And in that this case, this whole thing will impact the fresher, because when you are hiring a fresher, you are training that fresher for about 1 year, and then that fresher becomes really useful to the company. In that time probably the fresher sometimes leave, you have to give them infrastructure. So in a way it's a cost to the company for 1 year without any gains. And when company hires you, company expects quick revenue. That is not going to happen for with freshers, right? And that is going to be a big worry. Why? Because in India there are hundreds of thousands of students graduate each year, and if these students do not get any jobs, what are they going to do? That is a bigger worry. And I do not have any answer, but I think the governments need to start looking at it. If you see some of the comments made by the AI founders, right? Whether it is Sam Altman or from the Google founders, or maybe the DeepMind founder or Anthropic founder, you would notice that there is a common pattern. They are issuing the warning that there is a danger to the white collar jobs, and if that danger continues, if there is no proper framework and the collaboration among countries, very soon many white collar jobs will be wiped out. And if that happens, probably many things will change. And this is kind of little worrying for me also. And that is what keeps me awake at night. I do not understand how this whole thing will move, pan out in future. Hopefully we will continue to explore this area, how things move on, right? But hopefully you got a sense that what I'm trying to highlight. See, the the trend is that you cannot survive based on the technical knowledge. Yesterday I was seeing a tweet somewhere. They are kind of assuming that the front end development, back end development, the way we used to categorize us, that is kind of behind. So it is dead, because many a times these front end engineers were paid disproportionate money. And Now that disproportionate money which they got around 2022 or that period is going to haunt them. Hope we can hope that that shouldn't happen, but very likely these all front end engineers, back end engineers, and the way we have been categorizing our skills around in IT, this becomes redundant. We will continue to observe this space and let us see where we move on. But I am keenly watching this space, keenly watching all the leaders what they are saying. If you want to probably keep in touch, stay updated, I would say you should stay in touch with me. Thank you, take care, and bye bye.